What is happening, everybody? Welcome to the Social Media Sucks Show. I'm your host, Sebastian Rusk. As always, hey, welcome to the show. My trusty co-host this week and guest come piping in right from the CES showroom floor in lovely Las Vegas, Mr. Ryan Anderson Bell. Thanks for joining me, brother. What's happening?
Just looking at all the tech, trying to not get breathed and coughed on too much. That's kind of my thing. So I'm jealous that you're outside. I didn't know that there was still an outside in the world.
Yeah, they're most definitely. This is a very special backyard blab version of the Social Media Sucks Show. Thought I'd test it out, and it's good. You know, as luck would have it, you're actually sitting on the showroom floor, which couldn't get any more organic for a show guest or for CES. So I'm just waiting for you to get video bombed.
I know. Let's see. Right behind me is CNET and girls with platinum blonde hair.
It'd be cool if somebody we knew walked up. That'd be cool too. Yeah. So anyhow, so this whole Periscope Summit thing, I've really watched it come to life from the inception. And the thing that blows my mind the most, for those of you just joining us, for those of you that have hopped on and have absolutely no idea who I am, my name's Sebastian Rusk. I wrote a book called Social Media Sucks. If you don't know what you're doing, I speak on the subject. I create buzz on the subject. And I do the show weekly to interview friends like Ryan that are doing some really cool stuff within the social space and just help people better understand what they don't know that they don't know. We're going to chat a little bit about live streaming. We're going to chat about how the Periscope Summit came to be and what's to be expected next week in San Francisco. So you guys are in for a jam-packed show. Ryan, among other things, I know him as the founder of the Periscope Summit. I know he does much more than that, and I'm going to let him tell you in just a second here. But that's how you guys got here. That's what the Social Media Sucks Show is all about. Social media doesn't really suck, but it does if you don't know what you're doing. So that's kind of the preface for everything. So again, welcome to the show, Ryan. Ryan, why don't you give us a Reader's Digest on your background and how the Periscope Summit came to be?
I was working in social media, helping companies to grow. And not just social media, but kind of strategy. So small companies, I was bringing them, if they were between 10 employees and 150 employees, I was helping them build an infrastructure and a strategy so that they could grow. So when I first got on Periscope and started to realize that this live streaming movement was taking off, it was just a toy for me. It was just me farting around. And then I started to realize the power of when people started to get together, all the New Yorkers getting together. Remember when that first started happening? I was like, holy crap. And nobody had talked about making a conference. And I was like, I put together conferences. I build conferences, no problem. And so I was walking around on the baseball field and I started talking about it. And everybody was like, yeah, let's do this. Let's do this. And I had people reach out to me and help. And 3 days later, I'll go ahead and say it was John Leisure from T-Mobile. He was talking about it on his channel. And I was like, oh man, I need to hurry up before somebody turns this into something corporate. And so over the long weekend, because we were off on Monday, the enterprise was off on Monday, I basically reached out to all the Periscope big names. And I was like, I'm doing this. Do you want to be involved? And everything was a resounding yes. It was a shitload of work. But I decided in that weekend, I was like, I worked 18 hours a day basically that weekend, all weekend. And I was like, if I make a splash big enough, then it cannot be unheard. And on Tuesday, when I revealed what I was doing, came out with a logo that I'd made with Over, a website that I just pieced together with WordPress, and it looked like shit, but it was too big to be unheard. And then everybody was talking about it, and that's back, what I think that was 4 months after Periscope was released, and from there, it's basically been me working my ass off, losing lots of hair and lots of weight, and here we are. I mean, by building something, it amplified me in a way that I didn't intentionally mean for it to. I meant to amplify others, and now I'm speaking at CES because just by building something where people could be on a big ship, it created something big, and it's been really really an interesting ride for me personally, because I've always been behind the scenes, and that's what I've liked. But screw it, I'm okay on stage. People like to hear me talk. I don't give two shits, you know.
Right.
That's what I want to do. I want to amplify people, and I want to give people a stage. I want people to have their voice, because that's what live streaming does for you. That's what live streaming does for me. That's my thoughts.
Yeah. And so everything came together so quickly, and, you know, hats off on New York being a success. Al Roker was in the house. Grant Cardone was in the house. Kim Garsh, who was absolutely just slaying the Periscope scene, was in the house. I know she's going to be out there next week in San Francisco. Be sure to tell her I said hello. I love that girl. She's one of the true peers in our space that's just swinging. So San Francisco, you kind of planned both of them at the same time, didn't you? So you said we're going to do New York, then we're going to do San Francisco in January.
No? Hell no, that is not how it happened, man. No? Holy crap! I wish that.
Well, the reason I said that was because when we chatted about maybe bringing me in as the MC, you said you were all squared with New York, but maybe San Francisco. So that's why I automatically thought, well, maybe you had slotted two from the get-go.
No.
How did it go down then?
Originally, oh God, man. Originally, I was just gonna plan to do one in San Francisco.
Oh, okay.
Then I had somebody make a copycat in New York, a copycat event. It was even called Periscope Summit New York .com. It was just ny.com. And I was like, and you know, it was too small at that time for me to have a copycat, and that would have diluted the brand. That would have just crushed me. So I was like, all right, you know, if somebody's going to do that, I'm going to crush them. I'm just going to friggin' crush them. So instead of making it San Francisco, I dialed it back, and I was like, all right, we're doing the first one in New York. And in essence, I don't even remember who they are now, but now I can be like, you know, you did something wrong, and so I crushed you. And like, that's the way you have to do it, because they were doing something that was going to take away from a brand that I was building. And so that's the reason that New York came to be, because it's insane to do two events in 8 months. Is basically what I've done. Thank God for the people that have helped me, because it's been so insane. And it's like being naked the entire time you're doing it, because everybody sees what you're doing step by step, instead of just saying, hey, here's this finished product. This is buy this finished product. They get to see you coming out of the shower. You're unshaved and zitty-faced and gross. You know, you're not ready for the date when people see what you're doing. And so I think the value that they saw in how much it's built up has helped out a little bit, but it's also been, it's almost embarrassing, you know? You see these first logos. Like, I look back on where we first started and how raw it was. Pretty messed up stuff, you know?
Dude, I was going to message you the other day. The site now is dope.
Yeah, the site. Yeah, that's Alex Cardoza, man. Alex Cardoza's been working with me since the get-go, and this started with a bunch of people that were just volunteers. And now, like, it feels like everybody's a volunteer, and the knowledge that, you know, we're doing ticket sales for as little as we possibly can, because once we are able to make the money to just have the space, then the money is going to also go towards Special Olympics. You know, my background is in philanthropy, basically, is in helping profits and stuff.
So who foots the bill for this whole thing? How does it all get done and squared away? You bringing in sponsors? Are you stroking a check? How's it all happening? Just to, maybe not the ins and outs of it, but it came together so quickly. So someone obviously, had the correct resources were in line across the board. So,
right. So the organization comes from the core team. So Sherry O'Connor, Madison O'Connor, Alex Cardoza, Brian Fanzo, myself, some others like Mika Mashak. We've all put it together, but it is sponsorship based. It's ticket sales based. It's everything that we can cobble together, because it is cobbled together. This is a startup.
Sure.
And so tickets are like $249.
Which is a great deal.
For a Thursday. I mean, $30,000 of food and beverage is going directly towards our parties at night, so we can have booze and stuff. I mean, we've got to cobble it together with all these deals. I was on the phone to CES while my wife was driving on the computer, and my wife looked at me and said, "Holy shit, you negotiate everything," because I just negotiated a coffee deal. Everything.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but when you're locking down those venues, dude, they're animals. They will. You talk about a nickel and dime. You've got to go. You've got to come out swinging.
Yeah, I'm fighting with unions. Go for it. I'm fighting with unions. It's crazy, and I'm just some nerdy freaking guy that's making this trying to make this thing happen. So
That's great. I love when a plan comes together. So how many attendees are you expecting?
I think we're gonna have between 850 and 1050, somewhere around. I'd say 1,000, but with San Francisco's a weird animal. San Francisco's just a weird animal. I've been involved in a lot of events there. I mean, and I with the Ink event, I just helped out in the background. It really made me realize how every event in the background, no matter how big it is, because Ink has 1.5 million followers on Twitter, right? And I'm talking to the CEO of Ink, and he's like, is this event okay? Is this event shit? And I was like, no, it's and I'm like, dude, this guy has the same feelings as I do. I'm like, holy crap. So,
well, he was getting your vibe of the, we all get him, the jitters of, oh shit, what if it flops?
Yeah. Oh, it's so scary. As an entrepreneur, you always feel like you're just on this razor edge where you're going to be cut and your body's going to go towards failure. And you're just like, oh my God, am I going to fail? Every day you hustle so you don't fail. Like,
sure.
I feel like there's this failure monster behind me. And I just run in this caffeinated fuel way to get away from this monster. Because the harder I work, the further I get away from the damn failure monster. That motherfucker. Sorry, I just turned your show PG-13. But
it's all good. That's my motto. I love Jesus, but I cuss a lot.
Love it.
So in the midst of all this madness, you decided to pack your family up from Northern California and move to Los Angeles. And I followed that adventure a little bit too. So what provoked all that?
So it was funny because I had this consulting gig, this opportunity to help create another live streaming platform. We're on Blab. I've been to the Blab headquarters a few times. I've talked to them about building these things. I've talked to a lot of companies
Are they ever going to come out of beta?
I hope not. Beta.
No, that's actually just their new name. They just threw beta on the end of it. Like it's just Blab Beta.
I like it.
Blab Beta version 1.
But right before that opportunity arose, I had flown from San Francisco to LA 3 times for speaking engagements and consulting engagements. And I was like, it's a puddle jump. And Lenny and
sure.
my wife's name is Lynette, for anyone that doesn't know. But Lenny and I had been talking about moving for a long time. And we'd been really excited about it. We felt a little stagnant in the East Bay. We'd been there for a long time. And this opportunity came up to help with Crew, which is a live streaming app for music. So just imagine the MTV of live streaming. So I was like, okay, let's do this since I'm already down here. And that's, this is where John Ehrlichman lives. This is where Amanda Oleander. This is where a lot of the Periscope stuff is happening. LA is what is to Periscope on the West Coast what New York is to the East Coast. So it just became an exciting adventure. So we did that. And yeah, it was crazy, but it's been fun. And I didn't realize that I was very SoCal because I've never lived in SoCal, but it worked, man. It works for our family. We like it. I brought my family here with me. They're here. Brian Fanzel and myself and my wife and my 2 children are staying in the Tahiti Village Resort thing.
That's fantastic. We got Uncle Fanzo in the house.
Uncle Fanzo. Yeah, he's texting me wondering where I'm at.
Yeah, he was. I meant to message him and tell him that you. I don't know if I figured you were going to tell him you were beyond, but I know he was doing his Periscope or his Blab right before the show started.
Yeah.
I love Southern California. I was out there. It's my second home. I was out there for 8 years. I'm out there a lot. I was in Orange County. And in fact, I'm headed out there in about 3 weeks. I got a gig for digital marketers, traffic and conversions in San Diego. So I'm going to cruise up. Hopefully you and I will get a chance to connect if you're in town. It'll be the second week of February, I think, but I'm going to go up to Orange County for the weekend. So, but I'll be out there for quite some time. I love it out there, but I love Miami too. I like them both, you know?
It is. It's nice down here. I haven't made it down to San Diego, but I saw Ryan Steinelson, who's from San Diego, and he's Periscope Ryan. He's like the tools guy, and he's a cool dude. But I guess maybe I am SoCal. Whatever. I don't care. Let me be SoCal.
It sure is. It sure is beautiful out there. So what's next after San Francisco?
So Fanzo and I are. It's not very private anymore. We've been doing some consulting for brands lately. Specifically here at CNET, we're working with LETV, and they are making the biggest splash that I can imagine for a Chinese company coming into America. Their CEO is worth $188 billion. He just made a partnership
with a B.
With a B. He just made a partnership with the MLB. So we were hanging out with the Major League Baseball commissioner last night. He is talking about changing the infrastructure of the automotive and and TVs and telephones. As I'm watching them do all these releases, I'm like, this is fucking huge, what they're doing. And so I like being involved in big business strategy that are doing something huge. And I also like helping to amplify smaller businesses. But we'll be doing some work for BMW this trip. For SanDisk, of course. SanDisk has been a pet project of mine for almost a year now. I love working with SanDisk. Their team is pretty dope. And then on the smaller side of things, we work with Oloclip. We work with, everybody that we can, because the cool thing about live streaming is it can impact anybody's bottom line. And if you have the right strategy, you know how to use it as a driver, and you understand the etiquette, shit, we've got that. So Fanzo, myself, and Lauren Creedon are working on a company called Backland. And again, that's got the whole mentality behind it of amplification, of being behind the scenes and illuminating. And that's really exciting, because that makes what we do more evergreen than a biannual conference and the things that go on around that.
So is live streaming your primary focus? Is that your game when you say consulting and working with these large brands? Is there social mixed into that? Obviously there is by default, but is the primary focus, how do we take live streaming and integrate it into the existing, or create the social media strategy for the brand?
Yeah, it's mainly live streaming. So the premier live streaming consultancy, a lot of the stuff is going to be around, people are going to want Instagram and Snapchat and all that stuff, but a deeper understanding of what live streaming can do to tell your story as a brand, or your story as an individual, or whatever. That's what we do, because there's not that many people in the world that have worked in live streaming 40 plus hours a week for the past year. And Fanzo, myself, and a few others are the ones that can do that. And it's interesting, because I'll get into some room and I'll start talking about what we're going to do. And then somebody will say, wait, slow down. And I'll look over and they're all writing stuff down. And I'm like, crap, man, I know my shit, because I talk about it constantly.
Sure.
I'm up on whiteboards all the time, putting together brand strategies for, doing the cascade effect, how to really utilize, and whitelist things on catch, and transfer information from full scope to really realize what digital eyeballs are versus the old school CPIs that we used to look at. It's CPIs, KPIs, metrics, algorithms, what the correct time is, what not to go up against. It's insanely fucking fun, man. It really, really is having those conversations, because you don't know what's going to happen. We did LETV's first stream and we had 6,000 live viewers in it. Their first stream.
Wow.
We're talking about a brand. You know how many followers they had on Twitter when we did their first stream? They had 6,781 followers on Twitter. That's it. That's like it.
That's 100% of their following tuning in. But
yeah, it wasn't there. It was the right timing. It was the right use of hashtags. It was the right amplification before, and it was like this perfect, awesome storm. So it was cool.
Yeah, that's great.
I'm really cussy today. I apologize, Sebastian.
It's all good, brother. So, how do you think small businesses and solopreneurs should be utilizing live streaming?
So, I love to use Chocolate Johnny as an example. So for the audience, Chocolate Johnny, he owns Perfection Chocolates, a really nice man in Australia who is able to tell his story, show his chocolate shop, and become kind of like part of the brand. And by doing that, by connecting with a large global audience, he has now become a global candy shop. And he's speaking at Periscope Summit, and his reach is way further than being like the little chocolate shop on Main Street, man. He's shipping shit out everywhere because everybody knows who he is. You have to be able to, and what I think is awesome is he saw the opportunity and then he took it, because he could have just been like, well, come to my shop here. No, he brought his shop to the world, man. He opened up a warehouse in America so that he could send stuff there.
That's crazy. All because of live streaming?
100% because of live streaming, and 100% actually because of Periscope. He's on Blab too, but I think the Periscope part of it was a really big thing. So brands have two stories to tell. It's the story of the people that work there, or it's the collective story of the brand. He did the story of his business, and he's a lovable fella. So that was the way to go for him. And it's been a brilliant thing to see. And it's revitalized who he is as a businessman. And he's been reborn because of it. Now he's been able to be like, okay, now I'm going to be a public speaker and I'm going to talk about social media and stuff. That's fucking cool, man.
Yeah.
That's
Chocolate's here to social media keynote speaker. That's pretty and also you're jumping the country line too. You're going from the other side of the world into the States, into you talk about a journey and a path that you would have never even thought when you made your first piece of chocolate.
I know. It's insane. I had no idea. Like last year, for instance, I had 4 speaking engagements last year, I think, not counting Periscope Summit. So five speaking engagements. It's January. I have 5 speaking engagements this month.
That's great, man. Yeah, because once it, and again, people say, how do you, Sebastian, I want to speak more. Well, the way to speak more is to speak more. And it takes that one speaking opportunity that catches a rhythm, and the next thing you know. So no, man, I see you out there. You are rocking and rolling, man, and I'm stoked to know that I got you in the tribe here, and we were able to carve some time. And I don't have a clock in front of me. What time do you got there?
Yeah, it is 10:23. We still have some time, but
all right, cool. All right, yeah. Let's yo, what's up, Damien? How you doing, brother? Hey, let's open up the seat here. If anybody wants to hop in, you got any questions about live streaming? Questions, thoughts, ideas, questions about the Periscope Summit. Maybe if you're in the vicinity of Northern California at the end of next week, periscopesummit.com. More information, be able to sign up, get your ticket. It's just $250, and you're going to be able to consume a tremendous amount of ridiculous content. Unfortunately, I'm not going to make it out there because of my ridiculous schedule, but I'm going to be tuning in via the hashtag. Yeah. I remember I said, is the Periscope Summit going to be streamed on Periscope?
Yeah, it's going to be. So we have a lot of news. We have a lot of media outlets there. We have Fortune. We have Entrepreneur. We have Adweek. We have Market Watch. We have so much press there.
Oh, you,
Corin?
Hi, how are you?
Good. I like your hat. It makes your head. It makes your head look small and cute. I don't know. It's funny.
Yeah, you've been getting. Hey, what's up, Corinne? How you doing? You've been getting I just want to finish. this thought because I'll ADD out. Yeah, you've been getting a shit ton of press, and that's different than a lot of press. A shit ton is a different level of press on this whole thing. So talk to us about that real quick.
How I've been able to do that? Well,
it's not really how you've been able to do it. What type of press coverage have you got? I saw some pretty popular outlets, just through my stream here over the past couple of days.
I think there was a lot of interest because one of the key things that's been said in press and everywhere, everyone talks about how 500 people in New York trended on Twitter. That's a pretty strong use of a social media platform. So there was enough buzz there from New York where they didn't want to have the FOMO bullshit. They didn't want to worry about missing out, and so they started coming to me. And I don't know. It's been crazy. So our PR, the people that do PR for us have been amazing. Kathy Hackle was the one that pulled in Al Roker, and Al Roker, I think at the time, he was just like, okay, it's live streaming. I'm going to be involved in whatever I can because it's early. And that's smart. Al Roker was one of the first to have his own .com. Al Roker's always been kind of ahead of the curve because he's willing to, stick his neck out, try something and fail. And
it's Al Roker after all,
Yeah, well, that's how he got to be Al Roker by being friggin' Al Roker. He's an. And speaking of which, that dude, he's cool. Off camera, he doesn't give a damn. And on camera, he doesn't give a damn. He's just like, whatever, man. I love that dude. I really enjoyed hanging out with him. Corin, what's going on, my friend? You shouldn't be on Blab while you're driving. What the hell are you doing, man? They should boot you right now.
I know I should, but I have the holder.
Okay. Just be listening then. Don't look at me. We're not that much to look at anyways.
Absolutely.
Hey, speak for yourself here, huh?
You're right in front of me. This is awesome.
You shut up, ugly.
Ryan, so when's the last day to get tickets for the Periscope Summit?
Say that again, Corin.
When's the last day to get tickets for the Periscope
Sebastian, can you hear her? I can't.
She said, what's the last day to get tickets for the Periscope Summit?
We want to have a lot of people there. I think we've got it timed out at the 11th or something like that. I don't know. I'd have to look. Yeah, we want to have people because honestly, the more people we have, the more of a storm it's going to be, and that's what we want to create. We create a vortex so that all eyes will turn to that part of the world. And if you notice, on the speaker page, so many of the people said, how do I get to be a speaker? I'm like, well, one of the first things we look at is how you supported us in the past. If you came to the New York event, that's a pretty damn easy way for you to get on our radar because we know that you're an early adopter, early a believer, and everything like that. And one of the stupidest things that I did that also worked is we actually looked at who bought tickets early and then and also submitted. And so we're like, okay, this person believes in us enough to purchase tickets early. So we refunded their friggin' tickets and made them speakers. So we lost our own money because we knew that the people that were hardcore enough to put money into it, regardless of if they were speaking or not, those were the true believers. So all the people that say, oh, you guys are just playing favorites or something. No. If you believe in us, we're going to help. We're going to try to believe in you. So pure business decision. That's fucking stupid. All right. But it's going to succeed no matter what, because the boat is big enough. The boat is big enough to storm those weathers. And so I don't want this to be some big thing where, oh my God, look, Ryan made a lot of money. Ryan's not going to make any damn money off of this, guys. Ryan's going to make enough money just to barely make it worth his damn while. And then the rest is going to go to Special Olympics. And yeah, that's basically it.
Well, 1,000 people is a lot of people, man. That's a big confidence.
That's cool. So,
I know. I'm super nervous, to tell you the truth, because it feels like I'm trying to make so many people happy. And that's
you can't do that. You need to focus on just making sure the event happens. Yeah, no,
yeah,
this
yeah,
is not. This,
yeah.
It's called show
Yeah.
business, not show friends.
Yeah, I know. It's a difficult line to navigate because it feels like everyone's friends here, or or at least trying to be friends, or wanting. So it's an interesting. It's not something I've ever dealt with any other type of event. Every other event, I see a ticket sale come in. I'm like, I don't know who Derek Matharta is or whatever. I don't know who that person is. Every time I see a ticket sale, I'm like, oh, I think that's D Guzman. I think that's at Seabrust. I think that's at Corin Epps. Because it
What
just
up, Brittany?
shows what's up, that person. Yeah.
Hey, Damien said you should just make me the MC. No, Fanzo's got that job, and rightfully so. Fanzo crushed his keynote in New York, and he's the live streaming king. So I will kindly step aside and let Fanzo take over.
Well,
there'll be more.
And we're also, Sebastian, I told you this, we're also broadening this. Blab is going to be there. Brittany's in the house. Brittany's going to be there.
Brittany?
And it's gotten bigger than Periscope, and Periscope is the community is a family, and we use a lot of other live streaming apps as well. Like Mevi just got released here at CES, and that's cool. We don't know what's going to happen, so there's not really a good live streaming conference. So this is going to be like it's just grown into something that's just more about altogether live streaming, and I think that excites me because that leads to innovation. Periscope's always going to be this huge channel in the live streaming world, but there's going to be other channels that emerge, like the ones that are specifically for sports, for musicians, for religion, for freaking auctioning. Like if you're looking from a futurist standpoint, like this is the time for the early adopters to really win. And,
sure.
So see, Brittany's like, damn right. I mean,
Eric. Somebody just tried to jump in the seat, and they don't have a profile picture. They have an egg. So would you just please stop? Let you on my show. You have an egg for a profile picture.
Hey, what's up, Eric? Guys?
What's up, man?
How you doing, buddy?
Living the dream. Yeah, I love this. I love Ryan. I really do.
Oh, Eric, I love you too, man.
I have a beard crush on Ryan right now.
Dude, your beard's like so much more. It's got like a lot of thickness going on.
It's a little more Grizzly Adams right now.
It is. It's good stuff, man.
Hey, I just wanted to jump in. I believe in this community so much. Periscope has made me a ton of money.
Really?
And I want to it has. Awesome. On my other side, my business side, for sure. And so I want to give back, and that's why I'm a little sponsor, And it's the community is wonderful. I made so many friends at New York and gained so much value from New York Summit and increased my life big time, professionally and personally. So, I like the ball you're on, Ryan.
Thanks, man.
It's a good one.
I don't think people realize how much it means just buying a ticket or being a sponsor. Eric's our tag board sponsor. So on the board where it has all the hashtag tracking, that's where Eric's gonna be, and the sponsor.
That's a good place to be, Eric.
I mean, it's a very smart play because that's a very visible thing. Because people love to see their own names. I do. I mean, how many times do you check your Twitter following or whatever per day? I'm like, yeah, I got 71 today or whatever. But Eric, man, like personally, man, thank you so much because. Every single ticket sale that we get helps us just to make this happen, because we're people don't know this. We're real close. This isn't funded by. This is a community event. This isn't funded by Periscope. This isn't funded by Twitter. This isn't funded by anything. And the big brands don't give big money because this is not proven. They're not able to track all these metrics. They're giving as much as they can because they want to be involved and they're curious. But like Eric, man, you're a driver, dude. Thank you so much.
That's awesome.
I can't tell you. And we want to make you guys so happy. We want to move your needle. We want to make sure that You get the value out of this because we understand. Like I said in the first of this interview, my job has always been helping startups to grow, helping consult to understand how to connect. And like when I'm talking to somebody that's just building a prototype and just having their first thing, and I'm like, no, I can't take that. I've actually turned down amounts of money because I know that will cut into their burn, and that would take a month away from one of their developers' pay or something like that. I said, so why don't we do something where we do more giveaways? So my God, there's going to be so many damn giveaways at Summit that people are going to freak out. Like, it's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
It's going to be like a holiday episode of Oprah. But Fanzo is going to be on the stage. That's definitely not Oprah.
I think we should start referring to like Fanzo as some kind of Oprah, like Fopra, hashtag Fopra. Fanzopra.
Foam Oprah.
Fanzopra. There we go.
Foam Oprah.
Fanzopra. Yeah, you know he's going to be like, you get a flash drive, you get a flash drive, you get a flash
You
drive.
get a mouse.
You get it.
Oh, man. Crazy. So, anyway, I'm going to bump off. I just wanted to tell you I appreciate you, bro. And all you
man,
do.
thank you so much, Eric. I
Thank you
can't
for
wait
your
to hang
service.
out, man.
Yeah,
Like, thank you
it's
so
gonna be
much. You guys don't know how much it means just to be appreciated. You know, our team works so desperately hard to make this all work. And you know, in the front of the scenes, yeah, the website looks pretty and all this stuff. But anybody that's putting on an event, or anybody that's been involved in putting on an event, you know that 95% of the time we're just trying our hardest just to keep the wheels on the bus and to make this the best thing that we can, so that the next one's going to be better. Like that's what we're doing.
And we try to avoid asking ourselves the question, what if no one shows up?
Oh God. Well, I know that people are going to show up. You know, we've got high enough ticket sales. We sold more tickets than we did for New York. New York people kept showing up like crazy. We got to the point where every venue that we had was stressed out, and we had to like deal with fire code issues and people being like, okay, we have to turn you away. I hope that happens. We'll see. We have a space that can grow with our needs. So guys, I really suggest buying tickets, because this is not just like going to go and say, hey, I'm helping these other people out. No, this is going so that you can learn how to do this. And networking, being a part of a very early community. Just imagine, like, if you were able to connect with the first YouTube content creators, like, I mean, how powerful is that? And some of us in Periscope and live streaming, that's where we're going to be. Like, who knows if Alex Kahn's going to have his own television show, or Amanda Oleander's going to be the next freaking Bob Ross or whatever. You know, I mean, I don't know, but it's very fucking possible. You know, that's cool. God, I'm cussing. it's all the caffeine.
Hey,
It is.
I gotta go, Ryan. But I just wanted to say thank you so much. First and foremost, because every time you talk, you're so humble about, like, you know, what you do, and it's almost as if you don't believe in yourself, but yet you believe in yourself. Otherwise, you wouldn't be as far as you are. But you give everyone else on Periscope such inspiration to, like, go out there and whatever their dream is, to believe in it. And the fact that you share everything and all your fears, like, that helps people so much more than you can even imagine. So thank you for that. I'm definitely going to be at the Periscope Summit. And I just wanted to ask you, for someone who didn't go to the New York Summit, what do you recommend as far as, like, I just imagine, like, there's different conferences going on at different times. Like, what 2 tips would you give to get the most out of the Periscope Summit, as far as, like, things to come with, ways to be prepared? You know, wear a t-shirt.
Oh, hell yeah. Wear a t-shirt
with
with
your.
your.
Great question, Corinne.
That is a great
question.
You know, one of my little taglines is always be involved in everyone else is awesome. You know, see where you can help out with things, because networking is probably the number one thing that's going to happen, because right now we're getting to this point where the content is able to be kept and able to be tracked, and brands are watching. There's no such thing as power of one anymore. If you find somebody that's like-minded, do something with them. Get them on your show like Sebastian is doing, or interview them. I had a talk with you about it, interviewing. Stream with them. Every time you're with somebody, you're introduced to their audience. So do that. And like
Mitch.
Mitch Jackson's in the house. Oh my God.
Mitch Jackson's in the house.
Oh my God.
Hop on and say hello, buddy.
So one of my favorite stories is when my wife first got on Periscope and Mitch Jackson was in one of her streams, and she came up to me and she goes, "Do you know Mitch Jackson?" And I was like, "Yeah, I know Mitch Jackson." And she goes, "I like him. I feel like he's my friend." Just from him being on one scope, she had no idea who he was, and I was like, that's such a powerful thing. But realize that you're connecting with a lot of people. I mean, hell, Corinne, bring some business cards or something. I know that you're set out to hustle, and this is a good way for you to amplify your personal brand. Holy crap! It is the Mitch Jackson.
Mitch Jackson's in the house.
You're just saying that because you're in Las Vegas, and everybody in Vegas needs a good lawyer.
Hey, hold on a second. Hey, Damien, if you're still in here, you're on here. Mitch, Damien Zamora is the guy that brought me to California in 2001. I went to work for him. He's in Costa Mesa, and he's got a company called Go Mobile. You guys should definitely connect. He's in the room somewhere here. There he is.
I see him. I'll follow up. Damien, connect with me. Hey, it's good to see everybody. I just want to pop on real quick. Ryan, I just emailed you. Just so you know, I just emailed you. I just did a Periscope on a federal case that's pending in California that was heard yesterday about whether or not a monkey who took a camera from someone that was watching him and took a selfie, whether or not that monkey has copyright laws.
What?
Okay, seriously. So this is in federal court right now. But I thought, because on our panel on Friday, we'll be talking a little bit about copyright and IP laws, okay? I thought, well, there's a nice transition. Monkeys may not have copyright laws, but maybe Periscopers should be aware of some of the issues. And then I thought to myself, a lot of scopers who are driving while scoping kind of reminded me of the picture of the monkey in the article, right? Because if you're scoping and driving, everybody, it's like having a monkey behind the wheel. Not you, because you're not moving, Corey, okay? You're pulled over safely, okay? And believe me, you don't look like any monkey.
You little monkey, you.
But, it was fun, and it's interesting. And it's interesting how these laws and these rights, I mean, a selfie with a monkey, we're talking about that in today's world. I don't know if they're talking about that at CES, but, it's interesting.
I don't know. I talked to Lily at Periscope yesterday, and there was a big thing in the news about a puddle in London that got 500,000 views. It was just somebody doing. Did you? Yeah. Look it up. Like 500,000 views on Periscope. It just went viral. Like, watch this puddle. I was like,
that is crazy. Here's the.
I think you should get like a monkey hat while you're telling that story for the stage.
So this was in the Hollywood Reporter, and because this is news, criticism, and education, I can do this. There's no copyright violations here. But we'll be talking about it next Friday at Periscope Summit. And I just wanted to pop on and say hi, Sebastian, hi, Ryan, and hello, Corey, and let you guys get back to the show.
Thanks
for hopping on, Mitch. Happy New Year, brother.
Take care, guys. See you next week.
Bye,
Ryan.
guys.
See you guys.
Hey, thanks so much for hopping on, Corinne. I appreciate you. Happy New Year, okay?
Yeah.
All right, bye.
Absolutely. Happy
Wow,
New
we
Year
had
to
some
you.
awesome
Bye.
people come in here, man.
We totally did, man. We rocked it out there. That was freaking perfect timing, and I think we're
right
winding
at
right
it.
down
Yeah.
to our time here. So, dude, I'm so grateful for you to carve out time in the midst of chaos right now. But maybe that's just what you needed, to carve out a little bit of time to chat it up about what's really going on in the wonderful world of the Periscope Summit and live streaming and all of your wild adventures. I'm stoked to be in your tribe and look forward to seeing how we can collaborate and get something going here in 2016. There's room for my bow tie in this live streaming world, I tell you.
Yeah, I'm going to use you next time for 100% sure. And take that to the bank, man. That's a promise.
Well, hey, listen, real quick, first of all, you were the one to say, dude, start Periscope and just start doing it every day. So I started my morning motivation. Then Blab came out. I lost some momentum because I got so excited that I was able to pull 4 pieces of content out of one show each week.
Blab's
I had 2
brilliant.
hours of time into 4 pieces of content, so I've lagged on it. But I'm going to get back in the mix and come up with some sort of daily thing, kind of like what Joel Comm's doing, his top 5 thing. So I'll be an active streamer on here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So next time the next event that's coming up here, I will, because that's stuck in my head. You're like,
yeah,
are you really?
Like I said, it broadens, and that's why I've got the team from Blab coming, because like live streaming is a family, and remember when Blab came out and everybody like, is this a Periscope killer? And I was like, you people are stupid as hell, because it's a completely different platform. It's collaboration.
Sure.
Periscope's for like showing your world. Blab is a collaboration platform. Like all these, there's space for other things, man. Yeah.
Totally.
Exactly.
It really is. I think there's enough to go around, and I think that I think the important part is embracing the fact that you're an early adopter and that you've got a strong community around that early adoption to support that process, because we know so much more that the rest of the world has no idea about. Local small businesses, solopreneurs, these people are just starting to hear what it means, but they have no idea. And I believe that first movers advantage, obviously, is a benefit for all of us. So I'm stoked to see what we can come up with. I had a ball with Fanzo and Vincenzo and Sunny D with the Applebee's Taste the Change campaign. That was we had an absolute riot doing that day, and that was a lot of fun, and that really opened my eyes. And I was there at Applebee's. I didn't talk about the Applebee's, the free appetizers. I touched on that. I talked about Applebee's being a brand, one of the very first brands to wrap their ginormous 14,000 location arms around brand new technology and say, hey, you know what? And also influencers, and say, hey, here's how we're going to introduce our new menu to the world. And I thought that was just brilliant. That the rest of the world, kind of like the brands you're starting to work with, I think that's going to be, you're going to be in demand there, you and Fanzo. You guys are going to have a waiting list.
I think, we've seen some success because we're able to convey what the power of what we can do is, because it really is not about one person. It's not like you can't just say, hey, I have 300,000 followers, let's do something. No, if you're 300,000, if your brand is not in line with Nike, if you're some fat schlub on the couch or something, like sure. Nike running shoes doesn't want you, like you need to have somebody. And that's why we position ourselves as like consultants, as strategy. So we can say, because me and a few other people, we're able to tap like anybody that we want and say, hey, do you want to do something like this? And we can make something happen, and we can put together 5 people, 9 people, and say, all right, we're going to do this initiative, whether it's a campaign to create the cascade effect, whether it's a campaign to do a giveaway, to launch a product. We've already done all these things, and our brag sheet's stupid long now.
Yeah, right.
Long.
And that's just how exactly. And that's just how it comes together. I did the Applebee's campaign just to get in the sandbox. Awesome. Just to get in the live stream big brand sandbox. And I was stoked that I remember I reached out to Fanzo. I'm like, what's this Applebee's thing all about? It was a Sunday night, like 11 o'clock at night. I go, what's this Applebee's thing all about? If there's anything I could do to help support, next thing I know, I'm at Applebee's having lunch, and we're streaming. I'm on the Applebee's website, and I'm like, just one little message, 11 o'clock, and just to be able to experience that whole process. So I'm stoked to see what's next.
That's where you get it, man. You get it because you said the key words. How can I help? How can I help, man? Like that's how basically I created a team. Is I had people say, how can I help? And then my question was always, well, what are your skills? And then we figure it out, man. Like I love that. The world that we're in now, 2016. It's not about stepping on somebody's neck to get a little bit higher. It's about joining forces. Like and here at CES, I'm sitting here watching all these technologies, and what's working is when technology is combining with other things. Like if you're looking at VR and live streaming combining together, that's fucking absolutely amazing. And we're talking about drones are not anything for drone's sakes. But if Amazon's using drones for delivery service, that's connecting technology to technology. And that's what works. And so, I don't know, man. I don't want to get into another highfalutin pastor of Periscope bullshit speech or anything. But Like,
Well,
it's been,
we'll save it for another show. You got to come back. We'll do a post event recap and hear all about San Francisco and how it all went down. How long are you in Vegas for? When are you taking off from there?
We're going directly. Like I said, the family's with me. We're going directly from Vegas to San Francisco on Monday.
Nice.
Yeah, triangulate.
Cool, man.
All right, later, man.
Yeah, later on, dude. Thanks again. I appreciate you, brother. I'll be in touch, man. I'll be watching from afar.
All right, man. See ya. Bye.
All right, man. Late. Well, just like that, it's another episode of the Social Media Sucks Show. I'm Sebastian Rusk, a social media strategist and the guy that wrote Social Media Sucks. If you don't know what you're doing, we do this each and every week, sometimes twice a week, on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Big shout out to Ryan Anderson Bell, founder of the Periscope Summit, for jumping on today. Make sure if you're anywhere within the vicinity or you want to hop on a plane and get out there, it's only $250. It's next Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Thursday evening is the opening party. PeriscopeSummit.com for more information. Hey, I'm signing off here from my beautiful backyard in beautiful Miami. I think it's like 72 degrees today. I need a jacket on the way to the gym this morning. Hey, we'll see you next time.